Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. We choose some verses from Shri Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. As you know, in Vilap Kusumanjali, usually you have one topic and you have one verse. In Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, usually it's like 3, maybe sometimes even 4 verses on the same topic. So in this way, we choose verse number 221. But actually it's connected with 220 and 222. And in this way, we will connect them a little bit. So it's not just one verse, but it's the same topic. So I will start to read verse 220 so that the mood actually is clear. What is this all about? Aho, somewhere this clever couple imitates the gait of a pair of swans with playful movements. Somewhere they imitate a peacock dancing before a peahen, and somewhere they imitate the best of trees embraced by a vine. In this way, they ramble here in the land of Vrindavan, the delicious forest games of a clever pair. Commentary. After Srimati has made Shyam relish the sweetness of her proud huff, she goes with him for Vana Vihara, forest sports. Knowing the desire of the clever couple, the natural environment of Vrindavan makes itself especially beautiful. The trees and vines make their flowers bloom so brightly that their fragrance maddens the bumblebees. Their ripened fruits cause their branches to bow down low to the ground, as if offering obeisances to the beautiful, youthful couple. And the pomegranates burst open, causing their juice to ooze out. The parrots and cuckoos sing delightful songs, and a soft breeze causes all the forest creatures to shiver of ecstasy. Somewhere, peacocks are sweetly dancing, and the birds and deer forget their natural enmity and freely ramble together in the forest. The whole Vrindavan forest is illuminated by the golden and bluish aura that emanates from the divine couple, making the beautiful forest even more sweet. So that's the basic mood. You get some picture. And like I said, these verses, they belong together because they are describing the same theme. But because to read all of them would be too much for just one sharing, I picked some of juicy elements. So you are invited to give your feelings and to share on that also. Now we are going to verse number 221. We just heard about the aura of the couple, and Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati is describing this further. They are two sweet, transcendental lights that are the source of ever so sweet love, that play many blissful, ever new Rasika pastimes, and that steal the luster of blooming blue and golden lotus flowers that are served by a cool breeze that blows from the Yamuna. Two playful lights. Commentary by Srila Anandadas Babaji. The pastimes of Radha and Madhava, who ramble in the forest like an intoxicated pair of elephants, is the culmination of divine love. I think this is a very important point. So I will read again. The pastimes of Radha and Madhava, who rumble in the forest like an intoxicated pair of elephants, is the culmination of divine love. Their pastimes are just like the ripples on a deep ocean of love. If it were not so, then how could the self-satisfied supreme desire to make love, how could the omniscient supreme become stupefied and bewildered, and how could the unlimited become so small? More than any other form of God, Brajenjanandana Krishna is subdued by the love of his devotees. It is astonishing to see how the non-dual absolute truth floats in all directions on the waves of Lila Rasa. Sri Shukamuni comes to that point while he describes the Rasa Lila in Srimad Bhagavat 10:34. Although Krishna is self-satisfied, he still made love with her, Radha. The Vaishnava Toshani commentary says, the greatest quality of Krishna is that he is controlled by the love of his devotees. Again, the greatest quality of Krishna is that he is controlled by the love of his devotees. Sri Radha has the greatest love for him, making Krishna so indebted that the Lord even chastises his own quality of Atmaramata, being self-satisfied, and shows how he is supremely subdued by her love. So the greatest quality of Krishna is that he is completely controlled by Sri Radha. Isn't that amazing? He himself chastises his own quality of Atmaramata, that he is self-satisfied. How we can understand that? Tarun Baba, Suniti Didi, maybe someone wants to explain this a little further.
How can we explain this? It is so divine. I have no realizations on that, but I feel that Krishna is, in one hand, he's the Supreme Lord, but on the other hand, he likes to be controlled by love. And that is even powerful, more powerful than him being Atmarama, satisfied in himself, means actually he doesn't need anything. In his Atma, he is fully autark. I don't know the English word.
No, it is the quality of the soul is Satchitananda. This is what is Krishna. He is actually realize all this, but he cannot exchange. It is there, but he needs Radhika to exchange this, to realize it. So he is not complete. Maybe he is, wie heißt das?
Self-satisfied.
Self-satisfied.
Self-sufficient, yes.
Self-sufficient. But the situation is not creating rasa. This is missing. Only by Radhikas, was heißt das, wenn sie da ist?
Existence or being or love?
Yes, wenn sie anwesend ist.
When she's present.
Present.
In Radha's presence, he can relish this rasa, this prema. This is not possible without Radhika. And so he needs Radhika. And in the meeting with Radhika, he not understand her feelings. So
another point, another point, which is very, very deep. Baba is saying the culmination of divine love is the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So what Sudhanidhi just said is perfect, that we are not, Gurudev many times said that we are not really interested in the Atmaram feature of the Lord, because that we know, this is Tattva. Tattva is the foundation on which the palace of Rasa is built. So we know that Krishna is Atmaram, but as a Rasic devotee, we are not interested in the Atmaram feature of the Lord, because then there is no Rasa. Like Gora Sundara just said, that Rasa means exchange and Rasa means relationship. So, and when you read the Bhagavatam, Baba immediately when this is coming, culmination of divine love, Baba immediately quotes Bhagavatam, because in the Bhagavatam 10th canto, we can see that Radhika is hidden there, and the culmination of divine love is his beautiful relationship to Swamini. And Baba explains that Krishna is leaving the Rasa Leela dance only to enjoy with her. So for us as practicing sadhakas, this means if the culmination of divine love, this is not Vaikunta, it is not Ram, this is Radha and Krishna's pastimes in the Nikunjas of Vrindavan. So that means that the culmination of love is also Manjari Bhav. So this is a very deep point. And if the culmination of divine love is the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, then the culmination and the quintessence of devotional service is only found in Manjari Bhav, because only the Manjaris can dive deep into this culmination of pastimes. No one else can go as far as the Manjaris in this beautiful culmination of divine love. So again, we know that this is our position and we should cling to that. It is so beautiful.
Tarun, very, very nice. We have to try to talk a little bit slower for the translation. So I also try that, and it's not so easy, but we have to try our best. Yes, wonderful from all of you. I thank you very much. I learned so many things now. I had this feeling, I don't know if this is important or not, but if I'm self-satisfied, maybe I don't try so hard to satisfy someone else, because of my self-satisfaction, I cannot feel so much. I just had this thought. So, because I was asking myself why he is just advertising his own quality. Maybe it's a hindrance in his own bhakti to Radha. Just the thought, not tattva. Just the feeling, actually.
I mean, Gauravani, Baba is writing this, and the acharyas are writing that. Of course, we cannot imagine Krishna is sitting there and he's saying, "Oh man, why am I Atmaram?" You know, this is not the point. He's not sitting there and criticizing himself for being Atmaram because he has millions and millions of forms. Of course, he is Atmaram. Baba is making here the point that there is something much, 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 much higher than Atmaram, than being Atmaram. You see, in the beginning of Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, I think Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur is saying that this whiff of Radhika's lotus feet and her scent and her name, and the pastimes are not even visible for Shuka and Narada and Shiva. Right? This is maybe the third or fourth verse. I'm not so much in the verses, but I think it's in the very, very beginning. So here, Baba is making very deep the point that forget all this Atmarama business. The only business which is important for the sadhaka is to build a relationship with the divine couple, because otherwise there can be no rasa and there can be no culmination of divine love. If we focus on the Atmaram aspect of the Lord, then we are together in the association of the great sages who meditate on this feature, which brings them into yogic powers and trance and all these things. But this is not something a Manjari Bhav sadhaka aspires for. So we are much more interested in the Rasika, in this exchange which is culminating, and who has the most love is Swamini, and who is their most beloved friend is the Manjari. So Baba here is saying he's making a poetic description, or the acharyas are making a poetic description that Krishna is criticizing himself. That means that this Atmaram aspect is way below the thing that he is subdued by the love of the devotees. That is actually our focus. That is how I understand it. Sorry if I say something wrong.
May I say something? Jai Shri Radhe? May I?
Devi!
Yes. Perhaps Krishna being conscious about his self, his greatness and his all his wealth and his being God is a condition to elevate the love of Sri Radha, because Krishna is the highest and he knows it, but he isn't attached to it. How much is this? And even him, because he is the highest, he is from this position, he is not in a deficit. He subdues himself. I think this elevates Radha's love much. It increases it. It shows to the world, to us, how intense is this relationship, and how does it shine and being luminous, because only this fragrance of love makes it complete. The highest isn't enough. Sorry.
A wonderful point, actually.
Very nice, very beautiful point.
We are not sharing tattva here.
Also,
so it's a wonderful point.
Very wonderful point. But please also remember that this aspect of all-knowing and the aspect of Aishwarya is totally, completely missing in the pastimes of Vrindavan due to this Shakti, which makes the impossible possible. You know, you have to always remember Krishna is sitting on the backs of the cowherd boys. So he does not know. He does not know that he is the all-powerful, all highest, and all these things are completely lacking in the pastimes in Vrindavan. Otherwise, he cannot freely enjoy the moods of all the devotees, what to speak of Radhika and the Manjaris. So this Aishwarya, this powerful, this power and this glory of Krishna is not to be found in the Leelas of Vrindavan. Only hinting. Sometimes there is a hint, but Rasa is always trumping this aspect. Aishwarya is not there.
Only unconscious as the base.
I also think that the love of Srimati Radhika and what she makes Krishna experience through her love is so overwhelming that compared to that, everything else seems to be so insignificant. And that's why maybe Baba says that the Lord even chastises his own quality of Atma Ramata. It seems to be so small because of what he experiences by her love and the depths of their love, or what he experiences together with her, or what they experience together, is such a higher taste, such a higher realm of exchanges, or rasa, like we call the mellows of these tastes of relationships. And that is what Gurudev always also stresses when he says this unot Uchvala, Unna Uchvala, this highest, this Uchvala Ras, that was already given before, and Mahamantra was given before. It is all very nice. And the people can always go to Vaikuntha, right? By chanting Hare Krishna, even many devotees, they go to Vaikuntha. And that is beautiful. But that love, that realm is so special that Krishna becomes indebted. He feels, I cannot pay you anything of my love. I cannot even find a way how to express my feelings. And that's why he had to come as Gaura. He wanted to also express his feelings and show the glories of Srimati Radhika and of the gopis and of the maidservant, to show the glories of that special quality, how selfless love has much more feelings and magic to it. And that's why Baba is expressing it like that. I feel it is so beautiful that he, like you said, Tarun, makes it so sure that the love between Srimati Radhika and Mohan, and between all the inhabitants of Vrindavan and Mohan, and amongst each other in trying, to please and serve the Madhurya Bhav, under the guidance of Srimati Radhika, is so extraordinary. It is also hard to be found anywhere else. Yes, Tarun?
Yes, wonderful. You see, I can give you, well, like Sudevi and now Sudhanidhi wonderfully said, the Atmaram aspect pales in significance. How can, just imagine one thing. Krishna is looking for Swamini. So we many, many times hear this, that Krishna is looking for Swamini. And what is he doing? If the Atmaram aspect would be significant, now imagine how can he approach the Manjari and asking for permission to enter the Kunja. So he is asking a very sweet and little kinkari to gain entrance where Swamini is. And he's subduing himself. He is actually, in one sense, surrendering to the lotus feet of the kinkari to know and to get to know where Swamini is. So how can Atmaram come into play in this matter? It's ridiculous. It's very insignificant. Like you said, Sudhanidhi, it pales in comparison. Otherwise, if he would be Atmaram in this moment, why would he feel the need to approach a kinkari to look for a girl like Radhika? This is not this is not compatible. This is not possible, because here this aspect of the highest love of Swamini is making this Atmaram pale in comparison.
Jai Shri Radhe. Thank you all for sharing. So please.
In that moment,
Gauravani,
sorry.
Gaurasunda is so inspiring.
Gaurasunda, please share your feeling.
Point here, because we speak about the Almighty meaning of Krishna and Vrindavan Krishna. There are differences. In Dwaraka, what is the difference between the queens of Dwaraka and Radhika and Vrindavan? So in Dwaraka, we can see the queens, they need something from Krishna. He has to create this all, the palace and all this, opulence. So, and this is Krishna's job. He has a lot to do there officially. In Vrindavan, it's completely different. So he is in Dwaraka, he is the servant of all. But in Vrindavan, Swamini is the servant of Krishna. He can tell her all what is created in Vrindavan is made by her love. All inhabitants in Vrindavan are servants of Radhika. They serve their love to Krishna. So there he is in his private. He can enjoy so much. He has no duties in that fact. It's only Radhika is creating this beautiful, loving affair, and all what is in Vrindavan is created by her. So he can totally relax. And this is not, even he is fully also in Dwaraka, but this he cannot relish in Dwaraka. This Vrindavan mood, there is the service mood. This is the complete opposite of Dwaraka. He is the servant of all, and in Vrindavan, all serve him in the service to our Swamini. So we like to become a servant of Swamini, so that we also take part. Sorry, I'm too fast. That we also take part of this service mood of whole Vrindavan. It's the beauty. This is the beauty of Vrindavan. All we serve to Radhika to make Krishna happy. We don't ask anything from Krishna. No.
Yes, we don't ask anything. And
Isn't it, Gauravani?
And this is also the quality of Krishna. He's not asking for anything. His greatest quality is that he is controlled by prema.
Oh, he is asking that Manjari help to meet Radhika.
My understanding of the whole thing you exchanged now is that actually when it is said that he chastises his own quality of Atmaramata, means he leaves it behind. And he's going in that sweet, actually in this Rachendranandana mood, in that sweet mood, that actually he leaves that all behind and dives into that sweet mood and invites us all to dive with him, actually. So he himself is going under the influence of Yogamaya Shakti. So that means he leaves it behind. I am now going under the influence of Yogamaya Shakti. That means I'm completely controlled by Shakti, not only Yogamaya Shakti, as we know. So actually this is the sweetness. And only in that sweet form we want to have any relationship with this to Krishna. as Loka Sadbandhu, a friend, a worldly friend. And this is actually the best quality. And where it comes from, we know. So now, in the course of their tour through the forest, we have to see actually the tour through the forest is also not in the mood that they are married or they always belong together. It's in the mood of their love, which is hidden. So it's a special mood. They're rumbling in the forest, but actually it's forbidden. So we have to see that for them it's a very special moment actually. And of course, for the Manjaris also. And Srila Anandadas Babaji is giving us a very nice hint here in the next Abschnitt. Paragraph, yes. Now, in the course of their tour through the forest, the divine couple has come to the bank of the Yamuna, where they want to rest a little. They sit down on a staircase leading to the Yamuna and enjoy the blissful touch of a cool breeze that carries drops of Yamuna water to them. The Yamuna's waves dance in ecstasy when they see the sweet forms of the divine couple, and they rush towards the ocean, carrying a collection of that sweetness with them. Many blooming lotus flowers, kalara and kumuda flowers, float on the surface of the Yamuna, attracting thirsty, buzzing bumblebees that become drunk from drinking their honey. Ecstatically, Radha and Shyam describe the sweetness and beauty of the Yamuna's water and shores to each other, while the maidservant is absorbed in their service. She opens her thick braid of curly and fragrant hair and lovingly starts wiping the grey dust from their lotus feet with it. Other maidservants fan them with a fan made of soft sprouts, and others serve them fresh betel leaves and cool water. When the maidservant hears Radha and Madhava glorifying the blooming lotus flower that are floating on the Yamuna, she says, "Your faces and your limbs easily defeat the luster of all blossoming blue and golden lotus flowers. What's the use of your braces of these lotus flowers around here? Still, when I hear your mouth bracing these things like that, I think that they are blessed, that they have become the objects of your praise." So we see that the Manjaris are always there, they're always absorbed in their seva. They are in their abhiman as Radha Dasi, completely serving, although they could be in other moods, of course. It's free will. But they don't want anything else but the happiness of Radharani. And Radharani don't want anything else but the happiness of her beloved. So in this way, it's a wonderful circle of pure love. Another part of this wonderful theme I collected because Anandadas Babaji had so much joy and fun to collect the same. In verse number 222, Srila Yadunandan Thakur has made a beautiful Patyanuvada, a Bengali verse translation here. And we could not resist the temptation of writing down a portion of it below. So now comes humor. Good humor. Yesterday we heard something about humor. It's the sixth dexterity. You remember the dexterities our Gauranga Sundara was speaking about? And the sixth was humor. So, in this case, I wanted to know what kind of humor they have actually. So here is one example, what they are doing. They are teaching parrots some special quotes. So let's hear about this. Srila Anandadas Babaji is writing, "May the saints forgive me. The male and female parrots met on the branches of a tree, which carried nectarian, sweet fruits, to quarrel with each other, and everyone blissfully sat down at the base of that tree to hear their Rasika talks. The male parrot said, 'O Saris, go to another forest. Why are you eating the fruits from our forest? We are twice born, birds of Brahmanas, students of the Vedanta. When we eat the fruits touched by woman, we will fall from our caste. The Lord of our forest has given us this forest. Why are you maidservants eating these fruits?' The Sari said, 'Oh, you are all envious of the Lord. You don't understand that this is Radhika's forest. The Puranas say Radha is the queen of Vrindavan, and nobody should ever disregard these statements from the Smriti scriptures.' We should remember they learned it from Radha and Krishna. I find it very interesting. You are all envious of the Lord. You don't understand that this is Radhika's forest. The Puranas say Radha is the queen of Vrindavan. And nobody should ever disregard these statements from the Smriti scriptures. The Shuka said, the Upanishads call this forest Krishnavana, and the Shrutis have more authority than the Smritis. Everybody knows that Vrindavan belongs to Govinda. That is proven by the words of both Shruti and Smriti. The Sari said, the forest belongs to our Sri Radha and not just to your master. Vrindavan is filled with rice luster. Look all around you, how the forest is the reflection of her body. Your Gopal Krishna is crooked within, but his external appearance does not match with his internal mood. He looks very beautiful, but only on the outside. He is like an unknown ripe makala fruit, rotten inside. The Shuka said, the gopis are like coconuts. Their love is covered with a hard shell of opposition and has a backbone of pride. What is the use of the juicy pulp within if it is hard to pierce through the tough shell that covers it? Our Krishna is just like a grape, incomparably juicy within and without. The Sari said, not true. He is like a sugarcane stick covered with a bark of crookedness and deceitfulness. Without squeezing him with the breath of pride, you cannot get any juice out of him. Therefore, what's the use of him being full of juice on the inside? The Shuka said, the gopis are just like Java flowers. They have no fragrance. They only look nice. Krishna is just like a blue lotus flower, sweet and soft, full of luster, fragrance, and beauty. Hearing this, the Sari jokingly told the Shuka, my Ishwari is just like a Manchester wine. She always has the same raga, inside and outside. Who can describe Radha's love? Your master is just like a crystal. He always shows different ragas, colors or moods, whenever he has some new associate. The Shuka said, who is there like Krishna? He is like a forest fire that burns all the moth like demons. He held Govardhan Giri on his left hand for 7 days and nights. Who can equal that Krishna? The Sari said, because the king had worshipped Lord Vishnu gave all his own strength to Krishna's arms. On that strength, Krishna was able to kill all the demons. Only a fool would say that Krishna himself was able to kill them all. Govardhan Giri was satisfied with the worship he received from King Nanda, and therefore he came off the ground by himself to protect the people of Braj. Krishna only had to stand under it, holding his hand up. And now, ignorant people are saying that Krishna has lifted the hill. Radhika and Madhava and their Sakhis are delighted when they hear these delicious verses from the parrots that they had previously taught them themselves. Sometimes Radhika and Madhava clap their hands and make the peacocks dance, and the peacocks delight the amorous couple with their wonderful dancing. Sometimes again, the divine couple imitates a golden vine, Radhika embracing a tamala tree, Krishna. How astonishing are all of their clever and artful pastimes. Jai Shri Radhe. So this is the art of joking. And actually, when we read it, we can really see that there are so many different wonderful topics inside, covered with humor. And I think we have to get in this mood of this kind of humor, not of this sarcastic way here. This kind of humor is a direct or indirect praise of the qualities of Radha and Mohan and the devotees and even the saints. And it makes such a wonderful atmosphere with humor. So this was verse number 222. If you want to share on that, please, always invited. Gurudev, you are here. Now you are here. But we cannot hear you. We can just
Radha.
Radha, now we can hear you. And we can have your darshan. So in this way, in Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, these verses usually are connected. It's not like there's one verse and one theme. There are usually 3 or even 4 verses in one theme, actually, in Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi. I think this is very nice because in this way we can get more details. And the more details we get, the more we can actually meditate deeply on that. So now, verse number 223. O Sri Radhe, when can I fulfill my desires? By lovingly painting leaf pictures on your cheeks, eyeliner around your eyes, lipstick on your lips, vermilion on your breasts, and red lac on your toes, when you are nervous about your new meeting with Krishna. And here we can see how it ends when they rumble through the forest. There's always a new meeting, and the manjaris are always prepared to serve that new meeting under any circumstances.
Also, we can see that the selflessness of the manjaris, Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, although he is Tunga Vidya, then Mahaprabhu gave him the mercy of a manjari deha. So he is saying, please fulfill my desires. So when we say, please fulfill my desires, so we want our desires fulfilled. But here we see that even the manjari, the bhav, is coming now into the heart of Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur. And he says, please fulfill my desires. And what is the desire? The desire is to serve in the most intimate way. So this is actually another pillar of manjari bhav. Prabhupada Saraswati, like Raghunath Das Goswami, is giving us here that the desires, of course, we are here in this world, and of course, we still have desires, and of course, some desires we have to fulfill, otherwise there is no existence. But here we see the perfect example of what it means to be in manjari bhav. Even the desire of the manjaris is not for their own, but to serve Swamini. I found this very, very beautiful.
Yes, and this is underlining the abhiman as Radha Dasi. I see myself as Dasi. Although the manjaris are group leaders, they have these qualities. They could be. But their abhiman is Radha Dasi. I just want to serve. I just want to be a Dasi. So this is this wonderful, wonderful self, Selbstwahrnehmung, darum.
Self-perception.
Perception, yes.
Identification, you can say. Self-identification. Abhiman means self-identification.
Yes. So wonderful. Under any circumstances, they are just there to desire to make them happy, make Radharani happy, because when Radharani is happy, she will serve Krishna to the utmost. He is happy. Radharani is happy. And the Manjaris are even 100 times more happy because of their selflessness. When your only wish and your only desire, your only meditation is that someone else is happy and this person gets happy, then you're so much more happy. So the fulfillment of a maidservant's desires, like Tarun Baba said so nicely, this desire of this maidservant is that her Radharani, her deity is happy. Commentary by Srila Anandadas Babaji. While Radhika embraces Krishna as a golden creeper and winds a tamala tree, she becomes agitated by desires for union with Krishna once more. We remember in the verse before it was said that they actually play like this. They imitate a creeper which is around a tree growing. So Radharani is embracing Krishna like this, very strong, very intense. And it is said normally the tree actually holds the plant which is growing around the tree, right? But in our case, it's like this. This creeper is actually holding the tree. This is Radharani's quality. She is giving hold to her beloved. So this is the theme. And in this moment, she becomes agitated by desires for union with Krishna once more. This desire returns always again in the heart of an Anuragavati, a passionate girl, and is always again stronger. This desire returns always again in the heart of an Anuragavati, a passionate girl, and is always again stronger. The attachment, which is experienced as fresh, as if it was never experienced before, is called Anuraga by the learned. This is from Rupa Goswami in Ujjwala Nilamani's Dai 102. Therefore, the Nava Sangama or new meeting mentioned in the text is not the first meeting or Purvarag, although Srimati is naturally opposed to meeting Shyam Sundara, Vamya Bhavavati, and she is more grave than millions of oceans.
1-0 verkostet.
Is it?
Cool.
She is still eager to meet him again. During her morris sports with Krishna, all of Swamini's clothes and ornaments have become misplaced and disheveled. So she orders her Nagara, "Quickly, dress me and ornament me again before my girlfriends will come here and embarrass me." On Srimati's order, Nagararaj starts painting playful dolphins on her breasts in deep concentration. But when he studies the beauty of these breasts, he becomes ecstatic and starts making mistakes. Seeing this, Srimati orders her maidservant, "You do it quickly." He doesn't know how to do it. When the maidservant takes over, Nagara is flabbergasted and thinking to himself, "Alas, how unqualified I am. I would be blessed if I could serve as this maiden is doing." The loving maidservant first wipes the sweat drops from Srimati's face with a towel and then starts painting beautiful pictures of leaves on her cheeks, eyeliner around her eyes, and lipstick on her cherry-like lips. Then she expertly anoints her breasts with vermilion powder and smears footlag around her foot soles, including the toes. Srimati casts a merciful glance at her maidservant, seeing how quickly and expertly she has done all this, and she tells Shyam Sundara, "Did you see it now? How expert she is in dressing me? You should learn all this from her." Shyam is speechless. How expert she is in dressing me. Shyam is speechless of astonishment. Staring at the maidservant, he tells her with a pitiful voice, "Please, teach me all this service to your Swamini also." Seeing how much mercy she receives from the youthful couple, the maidservant...
Gauravani, sorry to interrupt. Again, this is such a beautiful line. Like Krishna is praying to the Manjari, "Please teach me." So how can this be connected to his Atmaram aspect? The Atmaram aspect is not even there for a whiff. So this is such a beautiful example how much the Rasa is in favor of philosophy and Tattva and Atmaram. So here is pure Rasa with no consideration of being self-satisfied. This is not present for 1 second.
And I also would like to add, I love this verse also, Gauravani. I think not long ago we had this verse, 2 or 3 weeks ago, it seems like, just recently. And it is so sweet, the interaction between the maidservants and Swamini and also Krishna. Because Krishna also tries to serve Swamini. But of course, in this verse, Swamini is in a mood of she is very passionate. She is Anuragavati, the passionate girl, and the desire that she has is so strong. It is again stronger and stronger and stronger. And of course, Krishna is reciprocating. When he tries to serve Swamini, he also gets more passionate. But at that moment, it cannot happen because the girlfriends can come at any moment. So Swamini is chastising her beloved, but actually he is pleasing her or she is pleasing him at the same time by this passion that is unlimited. And that's why I think it is also that Baba is sharing that the loving maidservant first wipes the sweat drops from Srimati's face with a towel, because at the same time when Shyam tries to serve Swamini, she becomes also again so passionate. And that is the fulfillment of the maidservant's desire. What is the fulfillment? The fulfillment is that they again and again meet and make each other happy and more happy. So she is so excited, the maidservant, that she can serve Swamini when she is ordering her, when Shyam is too much excited and forgets himself. And she also is so much excited that Mohan is also so happy that he's begging her to come into her, apprenticeship, that he learns how to do it. Because the maidservant, she is not, she's just serving and she does her service expertly. She is never disturbed. She is just in a flow of happiness, and that's her fulfillment when Radha and Mohan are in their constant, ever new desires to please each other. And she is floating in that. At the same time, she does her services perfectly because she is not overwhelmed. Srimati Radhika is overwhelmed. She wants more of Mohan. Mohan is overwhelmed. He is so much overwhelmed that he forgets his service, what he tries to do. That makes Swamini again having sweat drops. So I feel that is such a sweet situation when there is such an intense desire to again and again and again make each other happy and feel the highest, ecstasy or rag. And that rag at the same time, it's an anurag. It's always fresh. And that is the fulfillment of the maidservant, because she always likes to experience the happiness of Srimati Radhika. And in this case, Srimati Radhika is completely happy, although it seems that she is chastising Shyam, but actually she is very satisfied. She is very happy. And that makes, again, the maidservant so happy. And again, also Shyam or Mohan is so happy and is begging to learn the services from her, which we know also is the culmination of this Unnata Ujjvala Ras, when Krishna himself wants to experience the love to Srimati Radhika as her maidservant in Manjari Bhav. Radhe.
Yes, that's a wonderful connection. And here also Krishna is expressing the wish that he wants to be in that position of a maidservant. Please teach me all these service to your Swamini also. I had the feeling that actually the mercy, Srimati casts a merciful glance at her maidservant. The mercy of Swamini is here shown in such a wonderful way. And she tells to Shyam Sundara in this moment, she is looking at her maidservant, completely merciful glance, and telling Shyam Sundara, did you see it now? Have you seen it? How expert she is in dressing me? You saw that? You should learn all this from her. So what a position Swamini wants to give her maidservant. The qualification of the maidservant is the mercy of Swamini. Gauranga Sundara, you didn't share anything with us today. You have no time, or?
I have plenty of time, no problem of time. But you created so nice mood, and I'm really flowing in this mood. It's not necessary to say thank you very much, Baya, and all others.
Please share your feelings.
What about? So many points.
Yes.
Are inside for relishing, actually. Thank you very much for choosing this. Thank you, Baya. Please forgive me.
Thank you. Nothing to forgive.
Gurudev, can you share with us what is the fulfillment of a maidservant's desire? What do you feel? What is the fulfillment in that situation? Why is it the fulfillment? Oops, we cannot hear you, Gurudev. Can somebody put on the mic?
Yeah. The desire
yes.
is to how to make happy the Swami. And always she is preparing. She knows that Swami is always fulfill his desire with his lover Krishna. So she is always making singar, decorate, to destroy this singar is the job of Krishna. Then again she got the service to decorate her, and Swami fulfill her desire because Manjari desired to to make happy Krishna.
And again, Mohan is ruining it.
Then she has again service, and she knows how to fast, prepare her for the service to fulfill her desire. She knows how to fulfill desire. Manjari knows, and Manjari organized this for that. This is the Manjari Bhav. So lucky Mahaprabhu gives this gift to us. Without Siddha, how it's possible to feel her and to how to relish this beauty of seva of Swami. Very clever. She do fast. Krishna do very late because he cannot. He has a ecstasy, but they never go in ecstasy. That is second beauty of Manjari. Yeah. Request to read slow and loud. I cannot take something if the voice is very slow. I need the voice loud and slow. Then it goes to my heart. Very fast I cannot understand. My English is not very good.
While Radhika embraces Krishna as a golden creeper and winds a tamala tree, she becomes agitated by desires for union with Krishna once more. This desire returns always again in the heart of an Anuragavati, a passionate girl, and is always again stronger.
She desires to embrace the Tamal because it's a Krishna. She feels Tamal tree as a Krishna. So she is so much in Anurag that she don't feel that is a tree. She feels Krishna and she embraces her. And Krishna has to give. Anurag means not one side. Rag means one side, Anurag means both sides. So Krishna has to come out from Tamal tree to embrace Anurag.
Rupa Goswami teaches in Ujjvala Nilamani, Stai 102, that attachment which is experienced as ever fresh, as if it was never experienced before, is called Anurag by the learned. So that's another aspect.
Aspect is this, Anurag is this also, and also both sides. One-sided, not. Read again.
That attachment, which is
both sides.
That attachment, which is experienced as ever fresh, as if it was never experienced before, is called Anurag by the learned. And the desire is again and again returning, it is said. So it's needed that this service is done quickly for the next meeting. Did you see it now, how expert she is in dressing me? You should learn all this from her. Jai Shri Radhe. So, we had these 4 verses together in one line, in one theme. And I will come back to the beginning, the pastimes of Radha and Madhava, who ramble in the forest like an intoxicated pair of elephants, is the culmination of divine love. The greatest quality of Krishna is that he is controlled by the love of his devotees. Sri Radha has the greatest love for him, making Krishna so indebted that the Lord even chastises his own quality of Atmaramata and shows how he is supremely subdued by her love. So Gurudev, that he has this quality is the mercy of Swamini, isn't it?
Of devotion. Devotion is coming from Radhika, not from Krishna. He attracts with devotion, and she is the main devotion. She has more devotion for Krishna. So Krishna is attracted, and she is the teacher. She is the original. We learn devotion from her. The devotion words come from Prema, goddess of love, is Radhika. And devotion is also coming from her. And she, the topmost, who is only devoted to Krishna. So Atmaram is Tripta. He feel good with Atmaram nature. He like to receive that Anurag. Anurag, he also want to do the same thing.
Show him.
He is out. He will come after 1 hour.
Coming after 1 hour.
He will come up. 1 घंटे बाद आएंगे.
1 घंटे बाद में.
The greatest quality of Krishna is that he is controlled by Radharani's Prema.
Prema is devotion. Without devotion, there is no love. Love in action. Action is devotion. There is no love without action. We learn from her. Always she is in action. how to prepare to be ready for the service, for his devotion. And she is ready for his devotion. Krishna. Always she is prepared, and Manjari prepared fastest because she has no time to wait for anything. But it is.
So actually, this is our good luck, isn't it?
Very nice.
Because if Radharani is the greatest sevaka, and she is actually giving the example, but she is actually giving us the possibility to do like her. If she would not control him, it wouldn't be possible, right?
Yeah, she is the giver of love and devotion. Love without action is no meaning.
I remember you gave this example like in America. They say many times, I love you, I love you, I love you, but no action.
They are not done. You see, Radharani. But water coming? From where?
This corner.
What?
So Gurudev, without the chance to do seva, we could also not exchange.
Right? Seva desire will not come without devotion. And second, no love. So seva desire not coming. Missing of love and devotion.
In this way, we can understand more the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wants us to be in raga and do seva. And he gave the chance, like Radha.
Aram, how is the problem there? Krishna took the shelter of Radhika. He said, I am a foreigner. I am a foreigner. I am a foreigner for this. You see here, clear cut. Atma Ram. So he said, I am a foreigner. So he takes the mood, means Dachi of Radha. And the cover from Radha. And Radha is the goal of Krishna. This is Chaitanya.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Jai Jai.
Gurudev, thank you for sharing and
thank you, Vaya.
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda